Hi everyone, thank you all for joining in with me today. I just wanted to get a little bit more up close and personal. I know I haven't really done videos in a very long time, which I do apologize. Um, but I just wanted to do a quick video that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and for the longest time I was embarrassed and didn't really want to talk about it myself. And I'm finally getting the encouragement to be able to speak out to all the ladies out there who are dealing with infertility and PCOS. Um, so yeah, we'll get started. Sorry, I'm still getting new and being able to speak out, through a camera and to the world technically. So just bear with me. So recently, I just got diagnosed with PCOS. And if a lot of people don't know what PCOS, which for the longest time I didn't know, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. A lot of symptoms with PCOS for short is irregular periods, excess hair, weight gain, hot flashes, mood swings. There's a list that goes on and on for the most, serious cases, which, just so you guys know, not everybody has the same symptoms depending on worst case scenario to mild case, which in my case, I had the mild case, which I didn't get a lot of the symptoms, mainly just irregular periods, hot flashes, and mood swings. Those were the top three that I had in my own personal life. But I'll give you guys a list of all the symptoms below. They're on the description. So I didn't know what PCOS was before I got diagnosed. I actually got diagnosed this past month. And the reason why I got diagnosed was because I was getting a little worried. For about 6 years now, I haven't had regular periods. I've never really had regular periods since I was little when I started. And as I got older, I didn't really, how can I say, I didn't really mind not having periods because of the fact that if I didn't bleed, I mean, it was a win for me because I was in sports. I had a lot of things going on, and who wants to be bleeding for 7 days, and who wants to be in cramping and headaches and all the nasty, crazy things that come with the period, which I didn't mind not having. So I didn't care, I just brushed it off like it was nothing. But as time went on, as I got older and I got married, a period started becoming a concern to me. And when I wasn't getting periods, I was getting a little freaked out, going through my head, am I not going to be able to have kids? Do I have a disease? Do I have, a lot of speculation came to my mind just because, every woman gets a period. And when you don't get a period, it makes you feel less than a normal woman. And it does bring depression, it does bring doubt and frustration. It brings a lot of, thoughts to your mind, and it starts taking over. And so for a long time I was depressed because I tried everything. I tried exercising more, I tried eating healthier, I tried everything in the book that it says online to try, which it never worked. None of that. It worked for, a short time, and then it went back to the same cycle where I wouldn't get anything for months. And so I was getting, I felt defeated. I felt like I was never going to be able to have kids. And I know I'm young, and I know I shouldn't think this way, but when you're not getting periods and you haven't had, a pregnancy, and you are having unprotected sex for year to 2 years, I mean, it is a little alarming and concerning. So, this past summer, I did go see a infertility specialist. And it was, a distance away, is 2 hours away. And I did get the ultrasounds done. I had my husband tested just to make sure, I was the only one that had the problem, which thankfully it was just me who had the problem. So I just knew, that it'd be, a simpler way of helping me versus if he was a problem, which he wasn't. So that was good. Um, but it was a 2 hours away distance to go see them, and they wanted me to go see them at least twice a week and blood work and ultrasounds. And at that time I wasn't sure what I really wanted. I did the appointment mainly to make sure it wasn't my husband that had the problem. So when I found out he wasn't the problem, I just didn't think it made sense to keep going for just me, because at that time we weren't really sure. We hadn't really talked about having kids, and it just wasn't something that we were really ready for at the time. And so as the months went on, I started, talking to him about it, and we started getting more into discussion, and we both agreed that we wanted to start trying. Because there was a possibility that I wouldn't be able to have kids, and I needed to know now. I needed to know. I didn't want to wait and try 5 years down the road and then find out. Then I could have done something now to prevent that. So I wanted to try everything medical wise to be able to see if I could get pregnant and, start now, because I didn't know if I'd be able to have kids later on. And we both agreed that we wanted to take on that challenge, and we were very excited. We have been married now in February. It'll be 2 years that we've been married. So we're in a good space. We're financially in a good space. We have, our work schedules, a good space. So we just thought, we can be able to afford to have a baby. So I recently went to an OBGYN doctor at my local hospital just to kind of see what was going on with my body, and just get blood work done and an ultrasound, and just see what happens, because a lot of times a doctor doesn't know off the bat what's going on with you. It takes a process, and so I needed to start it since now, because I knew it was going to be a long journey for me. So I did the blood work, I did the ultrasound, and results came back that I had PCOS, which at that time when they told me I had PCOS, I freaked out, because in my head I'm like, what's PCOS? I had never heard of it. Nobody around me ever had PCOS, so I thought, oh my goodness, I have a disease, I have cancer, I have, all these things went into my head. And from what the doctor told me is very common. A lot of women go through PCOS. PCOS is short for polycystic ovarian syndrome, which what they do is they do an ultrasound, and what they saw was little cysts around my ovaries, that blocked the way for an egg to fertilize. And also blood work also confirms that by different testings and levels and all of that. So unfortunately I was diagnosed with PCOS, and so from there I thought, well, where do we go from here? I didn't know what I thought. Oh, I'm doomed, I can't have kids. I started asking the doctor all these questions, and she quickly assured me that with PCOS, there is a way that they can treat it, and they've, treated it for hundreds and thousands of women throughout the year, and they've all had success stories of getting pregnant. So that really assured me, where I thought, okay, I'm not, infertile, which I am infertile, but not infertile because of the medication. I still had hope. So what they did was they started me on a medication called Provera, and it was 10 mgs, and I took that for 10 days, And what that does is it helps jumpstart a period. So after the 10th day, you get a period. And then after that, you get your period. And if it works out, good, great. If it doesn't work out, then your body is more prone and needs stronger medication and more specialists at that point. So I was a little concerned not knowing if my body would work with Provera and with all the symptoms that came with taking Provera. But in my case, in the grace of God, I did get a period for the whole 7 days. I did get a few symptoms, which they weren't too bad, so I didn't really worry that much. So now I get to get the green light to start Clomid this month. And if you guys don't know what Clomid is actually a medication you take after Provera. And after you take Provera, which is the period starter, you start Clomid, and that's what helps you ovulate. And then, after you ovulate, you go back after the 5th day, you take the doctor gives you an injection shot, which that releases your eggs, and then they fertilize, and voila, you're pregnant. So doesn't always happen the first month that you try. It can take up to 3 months after trying. But in most cases it happens the first try. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it happens with me the first try where I don't have to go through this again. But we'll see. Like me and my husband always say, if it's God's will, if it's God's timing, it will happen. So that's kind of what our motivator and our motto for this whole experience is. If it's God's will, it will happen. And so I'm really excited. I start the Clomid this month, so I'm going to start again the Provera. At the end of the month, when I see my doctor, we're going to start the Clomid and see if I get pregnant. I'm just super excited just because I've been waiting for this for so long, and I thought I was doomed. I thought, this was the end. I mean, this was never going to happen for me. And when I got a glimpse of hope through my doctor saying for me not to worry, by next year she'll be delivering my baby, those were the most, amazing words that a woman can hear, especially if you're going through infertility. And so I'm very, very positive. I'm very excited, and me and my husband are so excited to be able to welcome a baby of our own flesh, our own image of us through God. And so we're very excited, and I want you guys to follow me in this journey, and I want you guys to be able to, follow me. And if there is somebody out there who has the same symptoms as me, please, I encourage you to go speak with your doctor, speak with an OBGYN, and be able to get information about PCOS, because, the longer you wait, the longer it can get worse, or it can, do something to your body. And I just want everybody to be healthy and safe. And if you're out there struggling with infertility the way that I have, a little encouragement for the day is, don't lose hope, don't lose faith. It's in God's will. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen through God. And so just, keep on trying, don't give up, and eventually you'll get pregnant, hopefully. And I'm hoping in my case, I don't want to jinx it, but I do encourage all of you guys to stay positive, and I'll throw baby dust your way. I'll see you guys soon. I'll give you an update of what happened with the Clomid, and we'll see you guys. Bye.